Top of the day to y'all. Actually, because I'm coming from a different time zone. So, so I said top of the. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm kind of rigging up my rig while I'm live. I know that's bad production etiquette, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna be working out slash talking to y'all, cause I'm trying to make my time count double time. So I hope y'all don't mind. And if you do, you know what I'll say about it. I don't care. So as soon as some of y'all get up on here, I'm gonna get into the content, what they ain't gonna tell you. So when enough of y'all get on here, whoever's on here listening, go ahead and respond and hit the chat. Let me know you in here. You in the land of the living, and go ahead and say something back. That way I know I got some peoples in here and not some spiders, some bots. Let's see here, super chat. Let's put on live chat. Can y'all hear me okay? I see one thumbs up. Can everybody hear me okay? If so, hit the screen, hit the chat screen. Let me know. All right, I got James popping in, Andrew C. Who else? Okay, cool. What's that? I should have brought my glasses. A Samuels, a Duke, what up? Everybody, can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure. If you could thumbs up while you're chiming in, that would be great. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my new channel, please do. Major Experience TV. I got some decent content over there about, Vietnam, stuff like that. James said I'm gonna get up all like that all the time. That's what's up. All right, I got some thumbs up, so it sounds like the sound's coming through. Cool. If y'all wasn't here before, I'm in the gym, so I'm kind of double timing. I'm gonna be working out and talking to y'all at the same time. So if you're new to the channel, I do stuff like this. I mean, I just do what I do. So really ain't no script other than the title. You know what I'm saying? The title to the live, which it's a lot of stuff that they ain't gonna never tell us, but I'm gonna tell you how to go find this stuff so that you can actually be one step ahead. Okay? Some of y'all might be onto it already. I'm not sure, but if you're not, somebody just asked me a question. U.S. money is valued more in Vietnam than it is in America at this time. It was really high, like for every $1, for every $1, the dollar just like a couple of weeks ago was 24,300 or 600 of Vietnamese money. They call it the dong, D-O-N-G, or VND. So now I think it dropped down to like 23.8. So for every $1 you would get 23,800 some odd VND dollars or VND paper. So yeah, it's like if you were to send some money over here and buy a property, let's say, and you spend 50,000, you probably be have a value of 55-ish, something to that effect. So please tell me, because I'm getting hassled all of the time after security officer, and I've been in for 8 years. I don't know what you're referring to, James. Please tell you. But I'm going to go over some stuff in this live, I'm going to go over some stuff regarding the title, which is stuff they haven't told you. But I'm going to tell you how to find the information, because a lot of people actually, we keep regurgitating the information that they put out there, okay? And what happens is you think you're making some right moves possibly, but we may be making, it's like when the fire alarm goes off and everybody in the building starts running this way, right? I'm gonna run the other way. I'm gonna look in the other direction first. I'm not gonna run with the crowd. Because if I do, I already know the odds are I'm gonna get trampled. Somebody gonna do something real stupid because they have no experience. They just running where they think the exit is. Instead of finding an alternative exit, everybody runs for the real blunt, plain, right in your face exit, and that ain't always the right location to get to. So, oh, like I said, y'all hit the thumbs up and the likes and stuff like while we're on this live if you could, because it helps the algorithm thing, helps push the content out. You know, they keep messing with stuff I do, saying I copyright infringement on videos and lives that I haven't even played any music, haven't put any images, all kind of stuff. So they're limiting what I say in certain countries, it said the other day, and I was like, wow, that's really freaky. Anyway, y'all know how to get down. So if y'all could thumbs up this, pass, you know, however many people are viewing, which looks like about 24 right now. So I hope those numbers come up. I'm kind of going live a little earlier. I think a lot of people are probably more available around 8 p.m.-ish, but I got stuff to dig. So, yeah, for educational purposes only, that's what this video is about. It's pure educational, has nothing to do with, you go find out if it's fact or fiction, you go do your own due diligence. I'm just a dude telling a little story the way I tell it. That's it. And working out, trying to get these arms back in play. Haven't been doing too much weight work. I don't like weights that much anymore, but got to keep your stuff toned up a little bit, keep the blood pumping. This is like a pump, and when you pump, your heart it pumps at rhythm with your workout. So as you keep training the pumping, you help lower your blood pressure for educational purposes only. I'm not a health specialist or a doctor, blah, 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 blah. But this is what my heart doctor told me. As you do cardio, as you walk, especially if you do long duration, walking at a moderate pace, your body acts as your legs and your arms act as pumps. Opening your arteries is what helps lower your blood pressure. So the more you walk at distance or pump things, you don't have to do heavy stuff, but the more you do that, the lower you can drop your blood pressure. So I've been taking some herbs from over here in Vietnam. Educational purposes only is this information I'm telling you. And these herbs is working. I thought this dude was like a voodoo doctor, Vietnamese voodoo doctor, right? And this is kind of a side story. This isn't even the actual talk we're going to get into real quick. But little voodoo doctor dude, right? And he grows all this stuff over here. And if you get on my channel, Major Experience TV, there's a video of me there at his place showing you his herb garden and all this, that, and the other. And told him what my symptoms were, because I came over here. One of the reasons why I'm over here was for my health. Y'all didn't know, but I had a blood pressure issue. A couple of years back, I had a car accident, got hit from behind. Blood pressure shot through the roof and stayed up there for quite a while. So, I've been dealing with that for some years, trying to figure out like, oh, it's hereditary. They'll tell you it's hereditary. They'll tell you that it just runs in your DNA, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, because even if I'm not doing the things, say my dad does, health-wise, and I don't have the same lifestyle, how do I end up with something DNA-wise? And then, that could be a true thing and it could be a not true thing. So I did some research, did this, that, and the other, and found out that what they were telling me wasn't totally accurate. And this is for educational purposes only. I'm not a medical doctor or any type of physician. This is just my little story. So for a couple of years, I kept battling with this, that, and the other. I mean, my pressure got up pretty high. Like some numbers, you were like, oh, you about to stroke out kind of stuff. And this is a person who doesn't eat, I don't eat red meat, I don't eat pork, I don't eat a lot of fried stuff, I don't drink soda, I don't smoke, have some wine here and there, and every now and then I'll get some good tequila and sip on it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do a lot of crazy stuff, and I stay pretty fit. And so I was like confused. Anyway, come to find out that the blood pressure medicine that I was taking, of course, it's gonna mess up your kidneys later, and so you're gonna be saving your life to make your life worse later. Anyway, so I wasn't satisfied with those types of results, and I didn't want to be on that Western stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I only used it just to knock my pressure down, so I didn't get into dangerous levels. But anyway, found out that, of course, the exercise, not high-end cardio necessarily, but just steady walking is one method over time to lower your pressure. But then also, you get the right herbs. And this dude, you know, the Vietnamese doctor I've dealt with, I got a whole bag full of the herbs. And, you know, he wouldn't even tell us what's the combination he put in there. But I got enough to last me for well over a year. And that stuff works. They're little bitty, tiny. It looks like he crushes. They mass produce these herbs, but he makes it each batch for that person's symptoms. So whatever he crushes together and puts in these little, it's like a little ball actually. I should have brought them, I'll show you. But man, you take like 40 of those at a time, and you drink water all day. And I'm not joking. In the last 30 days, my blood pressure is like 124 over 72 or 75 or something like that, right? Well, previous, it was 155 over 87 and high 140s, and I couldn't get it down. Y'all don't understand. I've been dealing with this for 2 years, and so now these herbs I'm taking, that knocked all that stuff down to, you know, like athlete blood pressure, 20-year-old young athlete kind of blood pressure stuff, right? So anyway, make a long story short, there are other alternatives out there. This is just my personal rendition of it, but I know that walking is really going to support that if you can't get to the herbal thing. And if I could ever find out what dude put in there, what plants, I will tell y'all. But that's his, you know, that's how he makes his money, I'm sure, is by knowing what he knows and nobody else knows it. So, but there is hope out there if you're dealing with high blood pressure stuff. Start walking, getting that exercise. All right, so this is the stuff, yeah, for fair use for educational purposes only. I'm gonna keep saying that all through the video, so they can't say I said this, that, and the other. And I think y'all gonna hear me spell out some. If I talk about a region, I'll spell it out because I think some of what they've been tagging me for is saying certain country names. And I was like, I didn't know that was illegal or something. Or, you know, I didn't know that was something you couldn't do. You can't say this country or that country because, oh, that's a hot topic kind of thing. So, you know, this AI stuff really watching all of what you're saying. Ain't no person there doing this, all AI they using. But anyway, it is what it is. They gonna deal what they did. We need to do what we gonna do. So let me get on with this real quick. So the stuff they're not telling us, ain't gonna never tell you. What you need to do to find out any of the truth. I always have told people this and they ain't get it. So I hope y'all get it. When you need to find the truth, you need to go look for the lies. Don't look for the truth with a truth statement. Don't look for the truth in the library. Don't look for the truth somewhere ain't nobody telling the truth. You ain't gonna find it. Always look for the lies. And as you analyze the lies, then it uncovers the truth. Here's how you contrast that. So, if you go back to whenever there was a war in history, in his story, whatever parts of it you can find that are true. The parts that you will definitely find are the parts of what led up before that thing broke out. So if you want to say World War II and who was fighting, there were certain countries, right? Germany, okay? If y'all can spell, you know, they taught y'all how to cast spells in school. That's why they call it spelling. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So that particular place became masters of storytelling. They were making movies while all this WAR stuff was going on. They had a whole division and a guy over that division in the 1945s, 44s and 45s, whose sole responsibility was to make movies and depict who their enemies were a certain way. Like, they were making movies showing people being treated very well. They were actually paying some of these prisoners to be actors and even produce and write the scripts and everything. They had third level psyopses going on where the people that were the prisoners, right, were tricked into believing that, hey, if you help us with these movies and we depict this, that, and we're going to give you creative control, here's the storyline, we will let you put it all together, then you'll get your freedom. So they made movies. If you go back and research some of the movies that GERMANY put out in the 1940s, 45, 44, 45, you'll notice that what I'm saying is true, and you'll also recognize that the same type of commitment to storytelling is still active today, and that's why I say they're never going to tell you this stuff, because you have to understand that they have whole departments, companies, production facilities geared up and active constantly, making things that you think are NEWS, and it's nothing but storytellers and story writers behind the scenes. So that's why I say they're never going to tell you this stuff, because why would they? It's too much control, you know, doing things this way and making sure people are stuck like Chuck at every point they try to access. So until we wake up, you go back in his story, which could be a total lie, but you go back in his story, and that's when you start your research. You go back before, like if a situation is breaking out right now, where they saying people gonna be fighting, right? You go back when the last fight was that's documented, and do your research there, and find out what was going on preceding the blow up. Don't go looking at the blow up. That ain't gonna tell you much. That's the end result, and that's the end game that they're aiming for. So you go back previous to that, what were the times like? How was the economy? Go back, research other countries, right? There's so many of them. You can find that already have some type of story out there that will let you know that what they're saying we're about to go through right now is nothing new under the sun. It's all, C. Marie in the house, what up? Moderator Supreme. So there's nothing new under the sun with this stuff. Everything is scripted. Everything is pumping and working. These people that you think are these people that think you think they might have your interest at heart. What's to do with the electric car company? See, I can't say no names no more, because who knows what, they're going to, his first name started with an E, last name started with an M, okay? the dude that just bought Twitter. All right, him, the other cat. Start with a his name resembles a playing card. It starts with a T, ends with a P. All right. All of these people that you see in media, in the politics world, and in the big business world are not who you think they are. Okay? All of these people are actors with scripts. No different than you keep going, watch Netflix, and you see in these movies with these actors with scripts. You are entertained by this stuff, right? And what happens is over time, the program of entertainment, and I told y'all in some other videos, if you break these words down, they describe things, situations, and actual real things that are tangible in the world. So in entertainment, break that first part down. Enter, something entered. The word tame, T-A-I-N. Go look it up in the Webster's Dictionary. There's a word called tame, T-A-I-N. Tame is the thin parchment, silvery lining that they put behind a piece of a glass that turns it into a mirror so that no light can pass through, it bounces back. So entertain means something entered in you and then it's bouncing back an image. Mint is always, the word mint, M-E-N-T, always precedes, mint, it stands for the mind. It symbolizes the mind. Mental, governmental agency. They're there to govern the mental of the people. That's why they call them governmental agencies. Okay? So entertainment means something entered into you through the imagery that you're watching. The tame bounce back the image to you to either reflect or cast shadow on your actual you and give you a fake you through the thing you're watching. And then mint means to then control your mental through those images and the bounce back reflection of what you're watching. Because they know the subconscious is what's being programmed. They don't care nothing about your conscious thought. Because your subconscious is what controls, like I've been telling y'all, that's what controls your environment around you. Everything that moves around you is being constructed by your subconscious. You can believe that or you don't have to. It don't really matter. It just is what it is. Just like you don't tell your heart to start beating or not to beat. It just does it. Nobody's going to argue with that because you'll be like, oh yeah, that's true. Well, same thing with your subconscious. You can argue with me all you want to, but it ain't going to change the fact that that's what's going on. And that's why we get some of the stuff that we get in this life is because we're the one doing it. Say, oh, the devil made me do it. Well, you your own devil. You are the devil for you. You are your God and you are your devil. That's why the yin and yang symbol is there, because you're supposed to be trying to balance those two powers out. They call it feminine, masculine energy. Good, evil, God, devil. All the same stuff. You see what I'm saying? And some people will complicate those things. Just maybe you're wrong. You know, God is real. And I didn't say it was. The entity that you're calling God, I didn't say it wasn't real. It's just, I think of it a little differently, possibly, than some people. And I think it's fair that as people, you should be able to think of what you want to think, how you want to think it. Like, it's not somebody else's job once you get grounded enough to decide things on your own. Shouldn't be somebody else's job to convince you that you're right or you're wrong. You just live life, and then life will tell you, depict to you that if your decision was right or not, because it's going to come back in your environment and let you know. So it might not be instantaneous, but it'll let you know real quick. Yo, that's not going to work. Or boom, that's working. So the thing that I was just talking about with the stuff that they don't tell us, you can go find it out. Like I told y'all before, everything is set up with it's like a playbook. Just like a football team got a book of plays, okay? And if you're the quarterback, you're supposed to be studying them plays. If you're, center, you're supposed to be studying. You're supposed to know the plays. So when they call 32 right, slash whatever, you know exactly what's about to happen. That's all that's going on with this stuff we keep thinking is horrible or doom and gloom and all this. It's a playbook, y'all. They keep doing this everywhere all the time. You say, well, Major, it still doesn't change the fact that we're running out of food. And who's running out of food? If you've been putting some seeds in the ground, you ain't running out of nothing. If the winter squashed some of that, you're supposed to be growing some stuff on the front porch with some plastic around the porch to keep the cold out till winter is over. And then when them seedlings are this yay big, you go throw them in the ground and you got your stuff growing in February, March or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you're supposed to already be at a state of preparedness because you in a place that's always changing. Preparedness just means stuff could change and you got to be able to shift with the change. Sometimes you got to shift against the change, sometimes you got to shift with the change. Sometimes you might just hold tight and see which change is coming and then go on and move out. But at any rate, everything in this life is about preparedness. So you keep buying or having access to more than one pair of underwear, I'm sure. Why? Oh, because these first pair are probably going to get dirty during the day, right? Preparedness. It ain't like rocket science. It's really not. I think the biggest part of the puzzle is people still stuck in la-la land about what's really going on around us. That's the part that's catching people off guard. Oh, I wasn't even aware. I didn't even realize that it was this bad out here. Well, it really ain't that bad unless you keep making it that bad. Like, if everybody else is doing bad, I'm not going to go jump in the pool with them and go do bad with them. No, I'm going to go find me another pool or go dig one with my own shovel and jump in that one that I made for me. So that's the part most people are becoming aware of. People are becoming aware of information that's being regurgitated. The propaganda stuff starts to get regurgitated by people, then that puts some type of, it puts a validity to what everybody starts saying. Because if everybody starts saying it, it kind of becomes the truth. If you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. All historians know that everybody who writes his story or rewrites it or overwrites it or writes on top of it so many different times, you can't uncover the truth, okay? But if you uncover the system that they're using to cover up the truth, you got what you need to decide what you need to decide. Now you can roll out because now you know which side you're on. And that's something I've always said is, so everybody's waiting for this big thing to happen so they can put on all their gear and come out and start doing all this kind of stuff and protecting their property and blah. People just sitting around waiting for this to happen, right? Well, the reason why they're doing that is because they've been told something bad's gonna happen. The only problem is you don't even know which side is the enemy. You think you know, but you don't. You don't know nothing because you ain't dove deep enough to even figure out who's being played. See, the master puppeteers, they play both sides. That's the first art of war thing, is to play both sides, okay? You don't never play one side and then, oh, I'm on this side and they're on this side, but you make it look like that's what's going on. So if you analyze right now, thanks for those love gifts, y'all. Appreciate y'all. My biggest donors right there. Bam, appreciate y'all. So if y'all look at the stuff that's being talked about, see, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I forgot, let me interject this. When you overseas, you get the opportunity to watch the news from the other angle. I don't know if y'all know that. If you're in a different country and you're watching me right now, you'll attest on here and say the same thing. Yeah, they ain't talking about that over here, Major, they talking about this. But over there in America, they only talking about this, okay? Well, when you come overseas, you get the other pixels, you get the other lenses, because they're not viewing their questions, and their narrative is not to propagandize anybody because they're in a different country. their goal is to actually, they talk a lot of serious stuff from this end that y'all don't even get to hear. So for example, I forget the dude's name, but he's a, if I think of his name, I'll spit it. He's an older, rich dude, Gerald Celente. Gerald Celente. He was on a show the other night, and y'all gonna have to excuse me, I forgot the name of the show over here. But they were saying, not me, I'm just listening. They were saying that this WAR that's going on is not a proxy thing. It's a direct fight going on between the country most of y'all in right now and the other country. So on media though, they're making it look like there's another country that they're helping. Now, that's the furthest from the truth. They're not helping them with nothing. The ones that are helping, those are the ones with boots on the ground. And you can know this stuff by doing some reverse searches, by looking into other outlets from other countries, and watching their news. If you have those channels, you know, you can watch a whole bunch of other countries and you will not be hearing the same thing you're hearing over there. So it's not like I'm telling some top secret thing. It just is what it is. But you know, this is textbook material. This is how they do it. Just like you have processes at your job. When you get to work, you do this, and this, and every day you do the same they got their processes. So if you want to understand what's going on a little better, you have to understand, like they always say, y'all can use the movies to depict real life, because that's what they're doing with your subconscious anyway. Throwing so much stuff in there, it turns into real life too. But you know, these processes that they keep rolling out are the same processes they use for everything. They just got different departments they use them through. So think of this big company, right? Think of this giant company, and they got all these different departments. You can't never get to the head because there's so many departments in the way, you can't even get through all the red tape. Well, think of that times pi, okay? Think of that times pi. And all these big companies that you think are name brands and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, got all these buildings with nothing in them. Got buildings with underground offices and all kinds of stuff going on, all over the world, all working in unison together towards one goal. Then you can kind of see the magnitude of what's going on and how they do that, how they generate so much energy for this thing or that thing, because the same way they make the movies is the same way they get your reality to conspire with theirs and to create what they're trying to create through us. So, you know, that's why I said that doom and gloom stuff and getting all the views on YouTube, you know, telling people that everything's about to end and blah, 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 you know, there again, you got to see that this is a part of the plan. It's not difficult to see, and what I'm talking about is for educational purposes only, blah, 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 so there's a disclaimer. But this stuff is designed to make sure that all the people that are party to agreeing with what they're doing, this is designed to just like the movie Monsters Incorporated, where they was getting the little kids to scream, and they bottle up the scream, and then they was using the screams for energy in their world. Same thing, just told in a little kid's story. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really see through a lot of this stuff, what they're projecting, because the projection always ends up being the thing that materializes. So if you keep projecting this feelings or these emotions towards this or that, because some other exterior entity keeps telling you that's what it is, they're using you and me to get the job done. And so there again, go back in history. We need to research a little bit of lie history and research, different wars, because this is how, and you'll see that within researching some of this old stuff that you think is old and ancient, they were using scripts too. They were using movie scripts. Anything that was scripture based, the word script comes from scriptures, the word scriptures. So pages of information. Okay, they didn't have nothing else to call it. So in English they call scriptures. I don't know what it was called in Hebrew or other Latin, or I don't know. Somebody can look that up. But things come from simple origins, and then we complicate it with all of the propaganda that they throw at us. We complicate it, and our brain is like, if you've been in a country that you got a pretty decent living and living conditions, and things are more controlled, you tend to get stressed out as to what reality it really is. So that's why it's good to go camping, go rough it intentionally, go stay at a spot where you got sleep on the floor. I'm about to do that in another week or so, a couple of weeks. We're gonna be kind of in the jungle at my wife's dad's house, and I'm gonna get rid of the 4-star hotel. We're gonna be out, Mosquitoville, and banana trees and palm trees and coconuts hanging down and garden stuff and cows and dirty stuff, right? For about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 days or whatever. So, and that's not like trying to put myself in the hole. It's just, that's how people live anyway. Like, they're happy. They're not even tripping over, look, all this stuff that's going on that me and you have seen on the media, or I keep myself away from it. I watch just enough to kind of go, oh, okay, that's what they're doing now. That's what they're doing on the list now. But outside of that, I'm not getting all wrapped up into it, because I need to grab me another weight. You know what I'm saying? I need to bench press something. So all this time I got worrying about this, that, and the other, man, that's not even working out for my life. That's not even working out for my life, because it's like you don't even have enough time in the day to handle stuff you want to handle anyway. So then you add on top of all of this worry, all of this confusion, all of this, who's the enemy? I don't even know no more. Let's just call him the devil. The devil's busy. Yeah, people's busy. People busy doing stuff. So stop blaming it on some entity you ain't never met, and blame it on the entity that you meet every day, which is yourself, which is me. So if there is a devil somewhere, you it. If there's a God somewhere, you it. Is there a creator? I think so. Absolutely. There's a Most High. That's as far as I'm going to go, because I don't know the real name. I don't know this, that, or the other. They got so many lies and rumors and lies of rumors of rumors of lies going on in these texts that we've been reading, and we one-sided with our thoughts, where we only read one type of text, and that's the truth. Well, that'll tell you right there, you might not be right. You come to another country, they ain't got no church on every corner, okay? They don't have, people don't know the word. They're not quoting scriptures over here. What's that? What's this book you talking about? That's what they'll be talking about if you start asking questions about religion. Now, if you know anything about religion, you know the different denominations, names, so on and so forth. I can tell you right now, you come through Vietnam, you come through Ethiopia, this one, that one, the other, Laos, and all these other places. They don't know nothing about what you're talking about. If you start talking about church and Sunday and even Christmas. They got Christmas over here. I'm just telling y'all the history of things so that you're more aware of what's going on outside of your sphere, of the sphere of interest that you're trapped in, possibly. And other places, they're not doing Christmas, y'all. I know some people think, oh, that's a sin. Oh my Lord. You're not doing Christmas. Oh my goodness, how can you live with yourself kind of stuff? Like people can't imagine December 25th just sitting down, make some fire, and just sit down and talk to each other. Can't imagine that because got to do the tree, got to do the. And look, if you're doing that, ain't nothing wrong with it yet, except for your pocket gonna get hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing is your pocket gets snatched on Christmas. I don't know which way you spell it, Xmas or Christmas. Either way you spell it, it's the same thing. Now, it has crept over here. In the hotel over here, they got Christmas tree because they know foreigners coming. You know what I'm saying? But you go to everybody's house, ain't no Christmas tree. Ain't no December. They know about it from watching TV. But it's not a part of their culture, right? They don't go out and splurge on that day and go into debt and rack up their credit cards, buying gifts for everybody. So, you know, that's why I encourage people to travel somewhere else out of the region that you're in. Like totally get out for a hot second and go somewhere. Go to an island, go somewhere where the culture is different so you can see and realize that it ain't what you think it is. Like we trapped in like a prison where the only thing we see is what's been depicted in front of you for so long. And so then there's the trap right there. So look, we trapped inside of traps inside of traps. And with no clear-cut goal or even acknowledgement that you're in a trap. That's the best trap to have for somebody you're trying to trap, is to make them not even know they in a trap. Like the best slaves you can have is one that don't know they're a slave. So it went from so-called beating folk and hitting people with stuff, making them do stuff, to, oh, this isn't what you wonder why they stopped doing that. If it was such a great entity or business model, why did they stop? Did you ever ask why? Oh, well, because of the Civil War. That didn't have nothing to do with that. They didn't fight that they didn't fight that thing to free people, because we still stuck. We stuck even worse. At least then you knew what you was up against. Now they be coming up around the corner on you, down the street, down the alley, in clothes that you got on, looking like you in the mirror, and then stick you in the back. You know, at least before you knew you was on the run and hiding out in certain states, you was on the run all the time because they had different laws going on over there. So, you know, we stuck even more in this life because you don't know who the enemy really is. I mean, the main enemy is you and me, to ourselves. Because we the one that take all this in and allow it to come in. We don't guard our mind. All them people talking, spitting scriptures and stuff, you ain't guarding your mind either half the time, because if you was, you wouldn't be watching the news all the time, and you wouldn't be voting for certain people, and you wouldn't be doing a whole bunch of stuff. So I get tired of that jargon back and forth, and people, you know, well, you need to get saved and blah, blah. So then people been talking like that for a long time, but ain't nothing happened. What's the result? More people saying you need to get saved. Well, you go to some other countries and start talking that, you ain't gonna have no life left. They'll take you. They'll do away with you because they don't believe that. So, and I know that probably for a lot of people, well, that's why mine is the truth. My information is the truth. Nah, it just means that they ain't putting up with that in other countries and they get rid of it. You know, to other people groups, certain religions in the world are cancers, okay? They keep growing. They come in the form of Christmas stories. Next thing you know, 20 years later, they done took over the population's mindset with that type of, you know, information. So that's how subtle it works. You know, yeah, y'all, you know, y'all talking about, I brought up the word vote, you know, how you have a choice when it's all scripted. You know, everything is scripted. And then even the people that you think are crazy in those games and those scripts, and then you don't vote for them, and then that's all a part of the thing, man. They got to keep these little battles going constantly to keep us all jacked it up to it. So, it's all a part of somebody's plan. And that's the whole thing I was just breaking out. Need to get to the point where you look at things backwards. You got to do a 180 and come from the gutter. Okay, stop looking at stuff so righteous. Well, they say you want to catch a crook, you got to think like a crook, right? So if you want to find the truth, you got to go looking for the lies. Find the lies, and that'll disclose the truth, because it wouldn't be no lie if the truth existed. And what they want to do is blur the line so bad to where you don't know what's true, what's fake, what's real, and that's really where it's all headed. They just want some bots out here, the programmable bots. And I get it. Society changes. They got new tech out here that does this and does that, and they integrating this stuff. Like, I could tell you for sure, overseas they integrating tech like crazy. So where you thought you was in a third world country, you ain't no more. Just overnight, tech is going up in all these buildings, and when you walk in, some scan your retina and be like, "Hello, sir. My name is so and so. Your name is this. How are you today?" I mean, they got all kind of stuff going on. So, they changing the whole system, whether you want it to change or not. And the thing about it is, you really can't complain because it ain't your system. They control it. The only system you can control is this one. And this is a big one. Because if you get enough of these together, thinking a certain thing, that's how you control the environment. That's how you control all kinds of stuff. So, I know it may not ever get to the point where all of these connect together on one idea, because, like I said, if that was the case, and that could happen, all of these churches, just say in America, just say in America, in one state, all of these churches would have came together by now and said, all right, enough's enough. We're taking over. We're going to all get together. We're going to take all the different names off our buildings, and we're just going to put one name. We're going to put In God We Trust or something. That's the name of the locations now, and we're going to all get together. Nope, they can't do that, can they? You know why? Because they signed an agreement that said they can't. When they signed that 501c3 public charity paperwork, they did away with most of their rights. So that's why they ain't gonna come together. That's why you can't sit around and think something's gonna save you. You gotta be saving yourself constantly. You can't think that, some entity just gonna pop out of nowhere. Because 100 years ago, when all that was going on, or back in the 40s when all that was going on, the Great Depression, they thought the same thing. We're going to get saved. You just keep reading the book and we're going to get saved. But it may have not happened for them that way. Okay? So that's all I'm saying is, use what you got to use to stay strong. And nothing's wrong with religion when it's used the right way. You just have to understand what it's there really for. It's supposed to be for the betterment of the minds, to associate oneself with a bigger idea, okay? And then everybody can read that same information and kind of join together in that information and create something that's supposed to be good for everybody. Well, over time, those things have been altered, revised, edited, 2nd edition, 15th edition, 100th edition, Latin version, 12 o'clock midnight readers version, whatever different versions, new international, new revised international, correlated, all of this stuff, right? Why do they keep revising all of this stuff? Because if they don't, it stops moving. So that wasn't what my talk was about. It's just giving you examples of information they don't tell us. Like stuff that you got to go figure out on your own. It may not be for you to figure out what I'm talking about right now. It may be that you just need to keep diving deeper in what you already into. So don't change your thing based on what I'm saying. You just use pieces of what I'm saying, and along the way, something else will come water the seed, and it'll assist you possibly. But the biggest thing, the takeaway from all this is the reason why you're going to keep getting told what you're being told. What's up, Jax? On a regular is because it's all scripted that way. Just get a grip on. So the world looks so big until you go out in the world and see how small it really is. It's big as far as travel is concerned, moving around, but it's small based on the systems that's in place. So if you got two systems in place, they just transmit some data from one end to the other instantaneously. Bam. The other spot that take us 24 hours on a plane to get to already got the information. So they've outworked us. This is how it's always been, though. They've outworked us on the system side because we's just people. We wasn't trying to conquer nothing. We was just trying to conquer the moment or the day that we was in, and we was good with that. But then when you got these other entities out there that's been trying to conquer your moments too, these systems that have been put in place, they there. They gonna be there. They ain't gonna stop being there. So you might as well think yourself into better locations. You might as well start practicing what's the worst that can happen to me. Oh, they kill my body. Well, you need to be worried about, your real you as opposed to just the body. This is a vehicle you got to keep up with while you're here, but it's so fallible, man. You just one little thing and you out. So it's not a great investment vehicle per se, but it's the only one you got to move around your consciousness in while you're here on this level. So when you start looking at things on levels instead of, reality, like the work, they got us thinking that the worst thing that can happen is you die. Well, nobody wants to die, right? What's the old saying? Everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die. It's a true statement. People that want to go meet somebody when they die on their deathbed, they'll be still trying to stay here. So we know that information can't be right. Everything that they say is the wrong thing, right? Might be the right thing. Just like when there's a fire, somebody says fire, and everybody starts running to the exit that way. You better stop, look around, and maybe go the other way. That's where you're going to find your better route most of the time is in the other direction. So I don't know if y'all are vibing with this or not. You know me, I don't care. I guess y'all is because you're still here. So somebody vibing with it. I don't even know, y'all. I'm just like, rambling again, throwing some stuff out there. And whether it sticks or not, I don't know. I mean, I see what's going on, and I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just a analyzer. I just kind of analyze some stuff, and that's what I see. Whole bunch of movie scripts going on. While the movie Tropic Thunder was crazy because it was supposed to be a movie about a book a dude wrote that he lied about. He never did none of this stuff he wrote the book about. His name was Four Leaf, and he had these fake claw hook hands, right? Which his real hands was under there. But he wrote the book. It was a lie to start with. Got a movie deal. Now they're making a movie about the fake book with the actors who ain't even their real selves, showing you the making of the movie while they're actually making the movie. So it's like a 4-layer movie or something crazy. It's kind of goofy how they set it up. Make your brain hurt trying to script that. But people do that on a daily like it ain't nothing, right? And so Tropic Thunder is a depiction, one movie you can see is a depiction of how they like to overlay stories with stories of stories. Scripts with scripts on top of scripts. See, it's not just the story, then it's the story on top of the story on top of the story. Then they make a movie about that one, so that the first real story kind of gets hidden. So there's truth in there, but you had to search for it because they gotta tell your subconscious some truth, or your subconscious won't absorb the information they want you to be predictively programmed with. So they have to intertwine truth and real occurrences in even kids movies, so that the subconscious can be forged in such a way where it is under the control of an outside agency, so to speak, not you. That's the real deep, side of this, is the subconscious. So if I could advise something, if y'all take some advice, get you a book on how the subconscious and the conscious mind works. That's what, see, they after your soul. They ain't even told you where your soul is. For all you know, the soul, your real soul could be the sole of your feet. Why they call it the sole of your feet? Huh? Why they say soul is down there? So you don't even know where your soul is. We say, oh, it's right here somewhere in my heart. I mean, I hear a lot of churchy folk over all the years I was in that. Oh, your soul is right here. All right, Pastor. Since you know everything about the book, where the soul at? Well, it's in your heart. It's about your heart. Okay. Well, I'm thinking they told me my brain. I know there's a brain in my heart now from doing research, but it's not the same type of brain. It's a different kind of computer down here than it is up here. So that could be possibly true, but every time I see where the programming is aimed at, it's aimed my eyes and my ears, which all connected here, and get this thing to decide to either follow it, run from it, or duck, or hide. That's what everything has been geared towards, is getting you to memorize the Pledge of Allegiance, getting you to memorize this, memorize that. So if this is the true place where the memories occur, this would be the true spot. More of your soul, man or woman, would be here, not here. So can I be 100% certain? Nope. I ain't 100% certain about nothing. Nuffing, other than me spelling the way I want to say nothing. I want to say it nothing. That's the only thing I'm certain of right at this second, is that I just spelled it the way I wanted to spell it, and I said it the way I wanted to say it. I'm not sure what the universe is really called. They just told us it's called the universe. I'm not sure. H2O stands for water. H2O could stand for something totally different. We've been told these systems, and then we regurgitate them because somebody had to become the authority over us, and if they appear to know more than we do, we follow that. So that's how that works. I mean, it's real simple that people got a jump on humanity by putting these systems in place. If you notice, most of the people throughout his story that supposedly came, and look guys, this is not no white, black, Asian, Hispanic, this ain't no we all human, we all humans, we all got some type of color to us. That's what the word hue stand for, is color. So if you say you a human, you some kind of colored people anyway. Even if you say you white, you peachy colored, whatever you are, you something. You a human or a woman. So, the most of the people that you see throughout his story are European looking dudes with beards and nice suits on, right? They discovered everything. They discovered the pyramids, they discovered dirt, they discovered the sun. Come on, man. No, somewhere in the numbers of things and the ages, there was a time and somebody grabbed the opportunity to be the head of that time, and that's what we're living under right now. A group of people that grabbed the opportunity to become the pusher, the puppeteers. So with that, they had to put these scripts together for each category of life for people to quickly get people under control. Quickly meaning some thousands of years. So with that being said, we're in the grips of some stuff as long as we keep letting that be the authority over our thoughts. You under the grips of it. If you're not and you don't really care, what they can do? You ain't gonna live that long on this planet no way, just like me. I mean, we're gonna get whatever we get. So come on, is that really the threat? Oh, I won't be here no more, blah 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 blah. Well, you wasn't here before you was born in this physical body, not in this same body anyway. So what difference do it make? I mean, if I start meditating on, man, this don't even matter. Me being here is only matters that what I do when I'm here. Everything else in the future or in the past don't even exist no more. It don't even exist. The next 5 minutes from now don't even exist till I get there, and it's still gonna be called the present. So really ain't no future. We're saving up for the future. I'm glad I saved this money. Yeah, if you get to that, then you're there. If you don't, you're not. You don't really have no say-so on that if you do or if you don't. That's just a big if. So really, we just need to take down, you need to meditate on how not to be. If you want to do the ultimate prepping, you meditate every day on not being fearful of anything. You meditate every day on not being fearful of dying, or if that's what it's called. It might be headed to life. For all we know, they put a negative spin on the Egyptians, or the Kemetic sciences route was that was the afterlife, and that was the part that you was here to prepare for. So, like, you're just coming through this channel to experience this, and then the afterlife is what you was destined to go do, so get up out of here. They got us. It's a reason why they put you in a box, inside another box, inside a concrete box, all these boxes of confinement, and you supposed to be dead. Why so many boxes? Why so many confinements? It got something to do with your, who knows? I heard of Buddhist people, something to the effect that you, after you pass, it takes a while for your spiritual person, your spiritual being, to actually leave your body. So I guess if you get zipped up in a bag with no light getting in, and put into a refrigerator, all kind of stuff, your real you can't even get up out of here. Like, you're still lingering around until you get up out of here for some hours after, like 10 or 12 hours. I don't know if that's true or not. I just read some stuff. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting though. But what if it was? What if it was real? You know what I'm saying? What if you don't instantaneously get up out of here? What if your energy's still here for a hot second until your real you wake up out of the vehicle and say, where we at? What going on? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Do you ever think like that? I think like that. Like, I can go there. I don't care. It's my mind. I'm use it while I can and use it for what I want to use it for. So for real, like, the only thing that keeps you from going there is programming that you may have that keeps you in a box somewhere. They say, oh, you can't think like that. Oh, no. Don't go researching that voodoo stuff, because that's bad. Voodoo is the devil, Bobby Boucher. It's like the devil. When you find out how much power they have in that art form, or whatever you want to call it, and why they had to get rid of it. Everything that they say is the evil thing, it'd be the thing that set people free, be the thing that they couldn't conquer, be the thing that took some thousands of years to get rid of it in the people. And that's why they call people witches and sorcerers and all this stuff, because I think there was a whole bunch of beings that was already pre-packaged with some of that stuff, and over these thousands of years, holy wars, they've been getting rid of that stuff. They want to call it ethnic, ethnic, and then the word you use for cleaning stuff. So that's what, I don't know. So that's the way I think about stuff. and that's how deep I'll go down the rabbit's hole, because it's there to do. Why am I gonna stay in that frame of mind that's got me confined all the time? Like, you know, everything is a program, and it's gonna keep being a program until you narrativize it yourself. You stop being programmed, you deprogram, and then you rewrite your own script on top of your own hard drive, and then you use your vehicle for that. Until we start doing that, you ain't gonna never be free. Say, well, you ain't gonna be free no way, you got taxes. That's superficial. All that's like exterior, superficial stuff. But if you're really gonna be free, it have to be up here. Really have to be up there. Has to be somewhere where no matter what somebody does to this and it hurts, or they torture you, whatever, this is still like, oh well, I'm resolute on what I know I am and who I am, and I'm keeping it 100 right there. You can do whatever you want to do with that outside thing. I don't even care. You get to that point, then you're unstoppable. And that's the life we kind of need to live for ourselves, for each individual person. You gotta be unstoppable. Like, and what I mean by that is arms. I ain't saying go out and wage war against something. Nah, I'm saying unstoppable for your narrative. The thing that you're supposed to be doing here, the thing that you want to be doing here in this space. That's what I mean, unstoppable. Like, if your goal is to grow corn every day of the year, then doggone it, go grow corn every day of the year. Shouldn't be nothing out there to stop you except for Mother Nature gonna throw some stuff at you. But outside of that, you get back in the saddle, replant again, let's grow some more, water it, do this, do that. If that's your thing, we should be able to do our thing. That's it. Why you here? You know, life is filled with all kind of situations and dialogues and narratives and scripts. So I think it's just time for everybody to get off all of these scripts. At least just get on one script. Whichever one you gonna get on, get on. Don't tell me you know you believe this or that this Christmas, but you on the system scripts, running, doing this, doing that the way they want you to. If you gonna do the book called the Bible, because a lot of, you know, in the region we from, that's what's going on. So if you're gonna do it, then you should be, the world should know that you really doing it, because there'll be some definite changes in what you look like, what you sound like, and what you be doing all day. Definitely won't be nothing Americanized looking. So all I'm saying, stop playing the little games. You know, you got your life comfortable, got your AC on, driving the car, doing what everybody else do, but then you different. You're a royal priesthood. Kind of that ain't flying no more. That's why so many people are leaving the reservation, because it's not working out for them. Like the book depicts. There's a lot of books around the world that's the same way. You're supposed to be looking at it kind of differently, but I can't tell you how you're supposed to look at it. Everybody got their purpose in life and they passions and they desire, so all of that's up to you. But you know, the way I see it for me is I'm an adventurer, so I'm gonna go out and adventure as far as I can go and do, you know, as much as I can do while I can do it. And at the same time, common sense, be prepared for some things. And at the same time, try to help some people with some information. And at the same time, there you go, Jax, live your best life. Like, if we could, look, I'm gonna end this live with this. This is for me too, not just for y'all. I'm just a dude with the microphone right now. Live your best life is a very profound statement. Because if there was a book that we all grew up with and some kind of training that was like, live your best life, as you have life in this moment. Be the happiest in this moment. Be the most excited you need to be for, so just don't go so far your heart pop out your body. So excited. You got to balance that stuff too. But in this moment, that's what I'll be looking for it all the time. I'm looking for that happiness. People say, oh, happiness is underrated. Well, the alternative is what? The other way is doom and gloom. In the middle is kind of, I'm chill. This is great. Like, you go out and walk on the concrete. It's not the best surface to walk on because we're electrical components. And when you got rubber shoes on in concrete, you like shorting yourself out while you're walking. But anyway, you're walking down the street. Oh man, right this moment, I am enjoying the sun on my face and that breeze. This is dope right here. Like, do you do that? Like, that's what I'm learning how to do more of. I'm trying to learn that skill set. Look, if the worst in the world happens and y'all gonna die, what you worried about? What we really worried about? The actual moment you die? Or still in the moment you was in before if you've been practicing? This is just the greatest minute. If you was just in that and something hit you upside the head and you're out of here, I'd rather leave like that than looking over my shoulder, running through the woods, looking like some movie. You know what I'm saying? Hunger Games or something. Can you even say that on here? Hunger and then the word games. Okay, I said it, but I said and in between, so maybe they won't pick it up. Copyright infringement. But anyway, who want to live a life like that? Who want to live a life running through the woods? People chasing you, people trying to take your stuff. You think you're going to fight everybody off because you got a couple of little, things to take care of business with, but you only got two hands. You can only have two things in your hands at the same time. So you can have 50 items, you can only use two at a time. So it ain't going to really matter. I'm not living that route. I'm not doing that. I'm unwinding, keep my skills up, but I'm not projecting that type of energy no more. And Major, you ain't worried about getting caught off guard while you over there, like something happening. What? I'm where I'm at. When I'm where I'm at. Like where you at when look, you can have all this stuff. I keep saying this. You can have all this stuff stacked up, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Keep your stacks. But if you just happen to go to the Dimes, the liquor store on the corner, 15 minutes from the house, and then all hell break loose, and you can't get back home, now what you did? You know what I'm saying? So we keep sourcing and all this fake security. It's the best we can do based on the information we're getting, but it's not the place to rest your heels. I wouldn't sit back on my heels and, I'm tight. I got 5 years of food, 20 years of water, 20 years of this, and then slip on a banana peel in the shower and break your neck and it's all over. While being afraid, that something's gonna happen. I'm not living like that. I ain't did that. That's a wrap. Major's gonna lift weights on his live. Major gonna run down the street, jump in the ocean while there's an ocean to jump into. Major's gonna go get some cool food, check out some cuisine. Major's gonna keep it 100 as best as I can keep it. If 100 is a real thing to keep. It might be 1,000. They've been telling us 100. Birdman, 100. Might be 1,000. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here because that's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate y'all. Jack, Stephen Reed, Bruce Lee. I'm trying to see Ravon. I didn't bring my specs, so I'm having problems seeing all of y'all's names. Monica Smith. What else? Who else on here? Cody. natural law. Cody talking about natural law, which is evil in violation of natural law. Really, the only law there is the law that you receive. That's it. Because your natural law will go out the window as soon as they put a warrant out for your arrest or you got to show up in court in the physical sense. Then your natural law, you ain't even, you be like, oh, shoot, I'm in trouble. Oh, they about to get me. So don't worry about all that stuff. Just go get these minutes. I shared all these, there's a lot of minutes I just shared. Y'all reciprocating back. Appreciate y'all. But go get some of these minutes under control. And then turn them into more minutes. And then maybe, imagine if you could just have 1 hour a day where you just elated to be here, happy as a butterfly, drinking a Starbucks on a Sunday morning, easy like Sunday morning. Lionel Richie, can I say that? Copyright infringement problem. If we could just do that, that's a breakthrough for all time, right there. You get 1 hour a day to just be totally happy and forget about the rest of the stuff that's going on, the crazy stuff in the world, and you just be happy for that 1 hour. That's like monumental breakthrough, never ever before seen kind of stuff. That's what we need to be working on. That's what I'm gonna go work on. So I'm gonna holler at y'all in a hot second. Probably be a couple of days, but it'll feel like a couple of seconds because we easy to forget stuff and easy to remember horrible things. But use your time wisely. Everything's for educational purposes only on this channel. Hope y'all liked it. I got to get asked this here. I got stuff to do, y'all. I got to get all buff. I don't know what for, but I got to get, I got to feel like I'm getting these minutes in. So I'll holler at y'all in a minute. It's been a pleasure. And as usual, this major, hit the likes, come back and drop some comments when this thing posts. Please, thank you very much. And I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all hang in there. Ain't nothing else to do but just hang tight. All right? Holler at y'all in a minute. This is Major signing off for another kind of cool video. Peace. Thanks, Sid.